It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the 2022 VLA Cup Final. Live from the Ball Sports Academy in Angola, Indiana. This incredible tournament, 44 matches total, has come down to this. It's a Milwaukee Dive against Hawaii Imiola for the title. The Volleyball League of America on ESPN+. Warm-ups just finishing up. These matches today on ESPN Plus have just been outstanding. This final will deliver a brand new first-time VLA Cup Series tournament champion guaranteed after the Milwaukee Dive got past their Midwestern rivals Chicago Icemen, and Imiola beat their sister franchise Ruckus. I'm Rob St. Clair, ladies and gentlemen. This is what's on the line. The VLA Cup for 2022 awarded to the winner of this match. And whoever wins it, they will deserve it. This has been a true grind of a tournament. Milwaukee and Imiola both really deserve to be here. Have played outstanding volleyball, beating some of the best teams throughout all the country this weekend. And we're gonna put this final on the biggest stage with the biggest stakes of the season to this point. Milwaukee, a really unique stylistic team. They are not the conventional offensive team. They're really dominated by mostly just Tyler Wills and Chandler North on the outside as well, with a little bit of middle attack thrown in here and there. But defense and smart, mature, high IQ volleyball all are their calling cards. They won't out-physical many people, but they're gonna touch just about everything. Conversely, Imiola out of Hawaii with Serge Nadazhdin right there, number 22 in red on your screen. They will out-physical you. They will dominate you with size and athleticism, with some speed and a fair bit of skill to go along with it. Their win against Ruckus earlier today was a statement. It was tremendous, the level of volleyball that all of these mostly younger players were able to maintain. And it all started with right there, Bryce Dvorak, the setter for this Hawaii team, was really impressive, running his offense and serving and attacking occasionally. And therefore Milwaukee, Adam Martell, he was inserted midway through the match at opposite for Milwaukee. I expect him to get the start this time. We will see what Captain Chandler North and company from Milwaukee choose to go with. And there is North right on cue, along with his teammate Tyler Wills. Those two won a championship with the Chicago Icemen in Tier 1 last season. But both Wisconsin guys, instead of driving 2.5 hours to go to practice, they chose to start their own team. And the meteoric rise of this Milwaukee Dive franchise in just a couple months of existence, all the way to the finals of this tournament, is really something to behold. So let's meet the Milwaukee Dive. Founded earlier this year, like I said, by Chandler North, hometown Milwaukee, Wisconsin, named in honor of the dive bar scene in Milwaukee. You've got the dartboards, the pint glass, the dice, all on the jerseys, which look phenomenal, by the way. Tier 2 squad competing out of VLA Tier 2, but they are definitely on the fast track to be promoted in the Central Division. They lead the Tier 2 Central Division as of right now, and they'll compete for a Tier 2 championship in Chicago in June. How they got to this point in the tournament? They were seeded 4th in their pool, believe it or not, beating the New York Pride, beating Sport Connects out of San Francisco, beating in a very important Midwestern race match against the Chicago Swede, then sweeping Team LVC and the biggest win of them all over the Chicago Icemen this morning in the semifinals. Program-defining win for Milwaukee could only be topped by a win in this championship match. And on to Imiola. Interesting information about this franchise, created this year as just a place to put even more bodies under the same management structure as SoCal Ruckus, but there's no A-team, B-team situation going on here. This team is built to win championships, and here they are with an opportunity to win their first. Second in the West Division in Tier 2 right now, but Imiola in their first year of existence with an opportunity to win the biggest tournament of the season. How they got here throughout this tournament, they were seeded 5th in their pool, believe it or not. This is really speaks to the parity of this tournament. Going through the 6-3-0 Slunkers, the hosts of Indiana Team Pineapple and the River City Flow in pools before beating the Northeast Force in bracket yesterday, and then their sister franchise Ruckus in the semifinals this morning. So that brings us to this final of Hawaii versus Milwaukee, but just in case you're tuning in for the first time, some quick information about how this match is going to work. It'll be best 3 out of 5 sets to 25 points. You must win by 2 unless it's the fifth set, excuse me, only to 15. 2 team timeouts per set, in addition to a technical timeout that'll happen every set when the first team reaches 15 points. 6 substitutions per team per set with international rules regarding coming in and coming out. The ceiling here in the Ball Sports Academy, out of bounds, and as far as ball handling goes, just about anything goes as far as double contacts when you're setting a teammate, not sending it over in an attacking fashion. So, introduction to the teams. We'll meet the starting lineups in just a moment and get right to first serve of this championship match. Hawaii in red, Milwaukee in navy and gold. These teams have played one time before this season, all the way back at the Central Division Cup in Chicago. Milwaukee took that one 3-0, pretty convincingly, but that was a very different Imiola team at the time. The additions of some fresh faces, fresh out of the NCAA, have really changed the look of this team. Bryce Dvorak out of Pepperdine, Austin Wilmot, Jacob Steele, Kyle Hobus, and the walking highlight reel that is Daniel Wetter, along with some veterans of Imiola like CJ Suarez and Serge Nadazhdin. These are the guys that have taken this team to the top of this tournament. We will meet the starting lineups right about now. I'll go live on the PA mic in the house, and we'll get right to first serve. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is just about that time. It's the championship match of the 2022 VLA Cup between Hawaii Imiola and the Milwaukee Dive. 2 Tier 2 teams, one guaranteed to get their first VLA Cup Series win of their existences. A lot on the line here in this match, and it's time to meet the starting lineups. First, for Hawaii's Imiola in red on black. A 6'4" setter out of Pepperdine University, number 15, Bryce Dvorak. A 6'7" outside hitter from Long Beach State University, number 22, Serge Nadazhdin. A 6'7" outside hitter from Cal State Northridge, number 14, Kyle Hobus. A 6'8" opposite from Pepperdine University, number 12, Jacob Steele. A 6'5" middle blocker from Cal State Northridge, number 10, Daniel Wetter. A 6'10" middle blocker from Pepperdine University, number 20, Austin Wilmot. And a 5'9" libero from Cal State Northridge, number 6, CJ Suarez. Imiola is coached by Mike Rogers. And for the Milwaukee Dive in navy blue and gold, a 6'2" setter out of McKendree University, number 7, Ian Zalewski. A 6'6" outside hitter from Clark University, number 9, Tyler Wills. A 6'2" outside hitter from Marquette University, number 10, Chandler North. A 6'8" opposite from UC San Diego, number 12, Adam Martell. A 6'6" middle blocker from the University of Wisconsin Oshkosh, number 13, Tyler Range. A 6'6" middle blocker from McKendree University, number 16, Wyatt Patterson. And a 5'10" libero from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, number 2, Patrick Beeser. Milwaukee is managed by Chandler North. All right, ladies and gentlemen, teams introduced, starting lineups introduced. Now there is nothing left to do but to crown a champion. Imiola versus Milwaukee. And Ruckus, of course, is in the house. Having been beaten by Emiola earlier, they are back to cheer on their sister franchise, as are most of the other teams. The 19 teams that participated in this VLA Cup tournament, all the way down to 2. It's Milwaukee serving on the near side of your screen with Ian Zalewski, the setter, to start us off. And the walking highlight reel, Daniel Wetter with an absolute hammer. Wrist away out of the middle, number 10 in red out of Cal State Northridge. Don't let that 6'5" height on the roster fool you. He is a freak athlete, and we'll do some more floorboard denting before this match is over. Wetter back to serve. First swing of the match for Adam Martell is an error on the left side. So an immediate rotation one trap for Milwaukee with Tyler Wills on the right, Adam Martell on the left. And against that match in Chicago, or against Chicago this morning, dive went almost exclusively to Tyler Wills in this rotation. Instead, it's North out of the back row and a second straight hitting error just out of bounds with no block touch. So just the start that Emiola was hoping for. A perfect first ball side out and a couple of Milwaukee hitting errors. We'll see if the dive can side out this serve. Good pass there by Wills. He gets this ball on the right side, deep over the top and perfectly located in the deep corner position 1. And Tyler Wills, who I might go ahead and call the most underrated player in the entire VLA. A league champion with the Chicago Icemen last year, has helped Chandler North to form this Milwaukee Dive franchise. And looks kind of unassuming, but is so efficient in every situation. Such a high volleyball IQ. Hobus out of the back row, dug nicely by Wills. Hittable ball in transition. Hobus again, not to be denied this time. Beautiful repeat set from Dvorak. Kyle Hobus, number 14 in red, one of Emiola's biggest pickups in this tournament. The recipient of a beautiful delivery there and a perfect run by setter Bryce Dvorak, who goes back to serve right here. Good pass there by Wills. Range in the middle, crossbody, tried to go straight down, and the net got in the way. So 3 early uncharacteristic hitting errors for the Milwaukee Dive. They are a pretty clean volleyball team. They don't give many points away for free, and they cannot afford to do so against a team with the firepower of Emiola. Really good pass by Bieser. North deflected by Wilmot. Nice opportunity in transition here. Wilmot crushed to the floor. Wow, what an opening statement. A heavyweight punch thrown by Hawaii. It's 6-1. Watch this again. Beautiful set by Dvorak, and nothing Range could do to slow Wilmot down. Dvorak tries to mix it up that time, way too short. That'll send Tyler Range back to serve. Wilmot again, 2 in a row on the 31. That time cross body, pounded to the floorboards. This is just incredible. Couple early highlight reel bombs from both Emiola middle attackers, including that pipe run in the middle of the court. There's been nothing on the wings yet for Emiola. That's probably a tactical choice. That ball may have been going out of bounds from Patterson. Kept alive, sent over by Dvorak. And North tried to tip that ball through the block, but he's stuffed by Jacob Steele, number 12 in red. The opposite, freshly out of Pepperdine. Great size at 6'8", super dynamic, and a very capable blocker. And this Emiola started 8-2, forcing Milwaukee into an extremely early timeout. However, if you're a Milwaukee fan, think back to this morning's match against the Chicago Icemen. Chicago came out very similarly, just hammering away on the ball, a couple highlight reel plays, big early lead. They ended up winning the first set. Dive settled in, they brought it all the way back. That's why we don't decide matches in the first 10 points. There's a lot of volleyball left to be played. With that said, if Emiola continues playing like this, if they stay so in system, if they're able to slow balls down and get transition looks, they're just so physical, have so many weapons. but I'm not sure Dive can stop them unless they can really apply some pressure. So we'll see how this really intelligent, high IQ Milwaukee team adjusts to the matchup. They've got some figuring out to do. Serge Nadazhdin, one of Hawaii's veterans out of Long Beach State, to serve. Beautiful pass by Wills. Patterson in the middle, crushed on the 31. Such a good first ball side out right there for Milwaukee. All started with the first contact. Wyatt Patterson was an unsung hero of this morning's match. He's been pretty good throughout this tournament as well. Number 16 in navy blue, the middle blocker out of McKendree. Good rip there by Martel, handled by Suarez. Beautiful dig by Wills. Hobus takes a swing at a ball that may have been going out of bounds. So was that one, honestly. Steal high off the block of North. Continuation. Hobus again. What a dig by Wills. North sends it over. Wilmot finally through the block and down. Look at how intently Bryce Dvorak is getting his middle attackers involved, just going there with every single ball that he can. Wilmot back to serve. Wetter to the front court. 9-3 Hawaii early in the first. Rotation 4 received from Milwaukee. Not a good pass by Wills. Martel, best he can send over is a free ball, and he can't even get that done. Hawaii with the brilliant start. They have come out of the gate swinging. And Milwaukee has yet to find their footing in this battle. 10 serving 3. Patterson in the middle, that's a good response. And Zalewski, the setter, number 21 in navy blue, going to go to that as often as he can. Chandler North back to serve. He founded this Milwaukee Dive organization. He's gotten his team to the finals. He's got some early work to do in a big way here in set number 1. It's 11-4 Hawaii after the service error. Clark Steele, the opposite, with his first action from the service line. Bryce Dvorak to the front court for Hawaii. Float serve handled well. Wills, such a good shot down the line. Cross body, practically a no-look swing. And the only thing standing in Hawaii's way of a championship here in this tournament is Tyler Wills offensively. They can give him every ball. It doesn't matter if Hawaii knows it's going to him. Wills is always one step ahead with the vision and the arm talent combined with a great high contact point. Another service error here for Milwaukee. That one by Patterson, not particularly close. Hobus hammers an ace off a diving Chandler North. What a rip. This is really just an untouchable serve. There's nothing you can do about this. It's so hard. It's gonna hit the end line, and it's right in between the two passers. Just filthy. That one closer to North's midline, but still too hot to handle. Overpass back to Hawaii. Nadazhdin, what a dig by Bieser. And Zalewski thought that ball was going to go over to the other side, committed a centerline violation, even though Nadazhdin was able to play it inside the court. And there's good discussion here with our official on, was this actually a legal play? No, it was not. Perfect look at it there on the replay. Great call by Don official Dave Sines. Ian Zalewski took a full step inside the court on Imiola's side. I think this call should stand, but we're going to get a discussion between both officials about it. It's a shame that our officials don't get the benefit of the replay that we have, because that was clear to me in slow motion that Zalewski stepped fully on the Imiola side inside the court, and therefore the center line violation was a good call. But still some discussions about this, just making it clear between our up official and both captains. Imiola is going to keep this point. It's 14-5. and should be rotation 6 receive from Milwaukee. Good pass from North off a tough serve. Wills on the left side, deep over the block looking for fingertips, and he's not gonna find them. Another hitting error from Milwaukee. Way too many of those early on, and the lead is 10. A beatdown being put on by Imiola in this first set. That'll bring up the technical timeout of 15-5. Yes, I think that happened so quickly that both teams forgot it was happening. Yeah, 15-5. We'll take a 60-second break and be right back from the VLA Cup final. Angola, Indiana, a small town 5 miles or so south of the Michigan border, of about 6,000 people, the site of the biggest and greatest men's volleyball tournament ever held on American soil. 19 teams converging on the Ball Sports Academy, built and owned by the legendary Olympic gold medalist Loy Ball. The 2022 VLA Cup, 19 teams down to these two, Dive and Imiola. And at least thus far through set number 1, it's been a very one-sided affair. Kyle Hobus is a weapon from the service line. He's continuing to unleash back there for Hawaii. Milwaukee's got to figure out something they can do to get this. Oh my goodness. Can't even finish my thought, and Kyle Hobus is ripping another ace. Unbelievable. And this isn't Milwaukee's failure to pass this ball. I'm not convinced that anyone on the planet could pass that serve. It's headed in the court. It's right in between the two passers. You've got to dive a full body width outside of yourself to even touch the ball, and then you have to try and control it. It's crazy. Hobus, after a brief delay, back to serve once again. 16-5. A convincing performance so far for Imiola. Hobus again. This time missed it out of bounds. Zalewski back to serve for Milwaukee. Their setter out of McKendree, wearing number 21, at least in this match. The Dosden, high hands. Will's able to rescue it. Transition chance. North out of the back row, able to put it away off the fingertips and out of play. That is Milwaukee dive volleyball right there that we're used to seeing. A good block touch from Tyler Range. A pretty miraculous grab on the first contact. A hittable second ball and a smart swing. That is the formula. Zalewski again. Dvorak to Jacob Steele off the block and out of bounds, and I believe the first kill of the match for number 12 in red. Jacob Steele, the opposite, out of Pepperdine. Hawaii's offense has been middle dominant so far, but now Bryce Dvorak getting his wings into the mix. Wills, sharp cross court right on the sideline, out of rotation 1 on the right. I'm not kidding you guys when I say this kid, Tyler Wills, is the most underrated player in the VLA. The vision and the arm talent combined are unmatched, and he just goes about it so casually, completely carrying his team's offense, but he can't quite find it from the service line right there. Ball may have been going out of bounds, handled anyway really well by Bieser. Martel somehow dug by Hobus. Back to Milwaukee. Range, crushed crossbody. That's more like it for the Milwaukee offense. Good rip there from Adam Martel, even though it was dug. That's a pretty good sign for the potential wing diversity of Milwaukee's offense if they can go pin to pin and be threatening across all positions. Service substitution in here, number 6 in navy blue and gold, Matt Awesome, in for Tyler Range to serve and play some defense. Pretty good pass there by Suarez. Steele flying through the air on the left side, tips that ball off the block and down. And the service sub for Milwaukee will be undone. Still a 10-point commanding Hawaii lead with Nadazhdin back at the line. Perfect pass by Bieser again. North, smart high rip off the outside hand of Steele and out of play. Just terrific serve reception there. Patrick Bieser, another guy who kind of flies under the radar in terms of league-wide liberos. But I dare you to find me a weakness in number 2 in White's game. Tremendous serve receiver and defender. And Milwaukee right now not finding it from the service line, down significantly in the first set. Here's Wilmot to serve. Has a very good low flat float serve. Handled nicely there by Wills. Aggressive set to the middle there on Wyatt Patterson, but he's blocked. I think that landed on the Milwaukee side. Daniel Wetter was there. And yes, Emil is going to keep that point. So that's set from Zalewski, maybe not quite high enough. This set 1 looking like just a formality at this point that Emil is going to go up 1-0. Repeat there to Patterson. Crushed wrist away on the 31, plus a Hawaii net violation. So now the job for Milwaukee is generate some momentum. Figure out some things that you're doing well right now, maybe a couple small advantages in the matchup. Figure out a way to emphasize those in set number 2. Oh, unbelievable. Daniel Wetter, I'm not kidding, has been a walking highlight reel this entire tournament. It is just crazy how dynamic this guy is. He doesn't even need that much of an approach, maybe 2 steps. And he's straight up in the air, just at the top of the antenna instantaneously. It's crazy. Really good set there from Zalewski to Wills. Tried to tag the back corner and a rare error, missing just wide. Not a bad swing, but certainly not good enough. And a pretty good offensive chance goes by the wayside for Milwaukee. It's 23-11. Domination here in the first set, even despite that service error. Patterson, who's normally gone with the jump spinner today, changes it up to try and keep it in play and still can't even do that. So that's kind of the first set that Milwaukee's having right now. Set point Hawaii. Kyle Hobus back to do some damage as he already has. Can he end set number 1 in style? Tape slows it down, handled perfectly by North. Martel out of the back row, dug by Suarez. Steele for the set is roofed by Wills. Nice late reach out to the outside with the left hand by number 9 in blue and gold. And maybe that's a tiny bit of a momentum boost for Milwaukee going into set 2. Not a big aggressive move by Wills, but his hand's in exactly the right spot. Nadazhdin for the set for Hawaii. Off the outside edge of the block of Adam Martel and down the line. That is it. In a word, I would describe that first set as convincing. A convincing performance by Hawaii's Imiola in that first set. Let's roll the highlights. They're going to be pretty one-sided. We'll get a better contest, hopefully, in set number 2 when we come back live from the VLA Cup on ESPN+.
If you feeling, 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 if you
Get the hell off me!
That is what is on the line, the 2022 VLA Cup trophy to the winner of this match. The 44th and final match of this great tournament that spanned the last 3 days. And there is Christy Yanamura, the mastermind of this Imiola and the Ruckus program. She's done such a good job managing these two teams, using all of her resources, attracting sponsors, getting these guys to practice, attracting just tremendous talent out of college and bringing them here to compete at the top levels of the American professional game. Imiola looking pretty good right now after that first set, a dominant performance over the Milwaukee Dive. I certainly don't expect any changes for Hawaii. And the question for Milwaukee is, do they even have anything they can do with their lineup that might be different? The answer so far, from what I'm looking at there, is yes. I'm looking at number 11 in blue and gold, Luke Turner. Apparently in at the opposite for Adam Martell. But Tyler Range and Wyatt Patterson will still be the middles. The real problem for Milwaukee in that first set was the start. They took a very long time to even realize where they were at playing a volleyball match. A different story here in set number 2, set to get underway with Bryce Dvorak serving for Hawaii. Wills deep cross court with a beauty. That is just perfect. I wonder where that went in relation to the block. It didn't look like he went inside of it. Oh, might have been right between Wilmot's hands. Yeah, look at his expression. He just got field goal, and he knows it. Wilmot flying. That ball maybe a tiny bit overset, but still good enough to score on the paintbrush. And Hawaii on the board here in the second set. As Dosden back to the line, a really fiery, intense player with a ton of range and a ton of skill. Beautiful pass by Bieser. North out of the pipe with a really smart off-speed choice. 2 blockers up against it. And Dvorak half a second late making the defensive read. Much better offense already in first ball side up for Milwaukee here in the second set. Perfect pass by Nadazden. Steal is roofed by Range. What a great move. Number 13 in blue and gold, Tyler Range out of the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. Got back there just in time to take away the seam. Good pass there by Suarez. Hobus, just pure raw firepower, high, hard, deep angle contact. Off a quick delivery from Dvorak, unstoppable. Dive still leads by 1. Much better start from Milwaukee here in set number 2. Turner's first swing of the match. A beauty, wrist away shot down the line for the opposite out of Grand Canyon, Luke Turner. Yeah, beautiful. Inside the block, but also inside the wing defender. Tough to defend. 4-2 Milwaukee, good pass there from Suarez. The Dosden out of the back row, missed it out of bounds, no block touch. And not a particularly threatening serve from Tyler Range. But in is better than anything. He might get lucky and Emiola makes a hitting error. There, Wetter soaring through the air and a little off speed over the fingertips of Wyatt Patterson and down to the floor. We've got a 2-point game. Net violation, the call against Zalewski as he went up to set that ball. Maybe brushed the net with his shoulder on his way up or down. Didn't come out particularly well anyway, so a Hawaii point. And it's 4 serving 5. North is roofed by Dvorak. Oh my goodness, what a stuff block from the Hawaii setter. That was nasty. Let's watch this again. Oh yeah, right off of North's shoulder and can't be kept alive, and we're tied at 5. Ball crushed out of bounds by Steele. Standing float serve, maybe a little quick tempo play from Luke Turner there. The Dosden out of the pipe again. Gieser can't quite handle the heat. And we're tied up at 6. Dvorak really emphasizing the offense, the Hawaii offense through the middle of the court, whether it's quick middle attack to Wetter or Wilmot, or the Bick, that pipe attack out of position 6 to Hobus or Nadazden. And Milwaukee can breathe a sigh of relief there as Hobus misses that serve. And they side out that rotation the first time of asking. Serve missed in return by North that time. Here's Wetter at the service line. Got this very interesting hybrid serve. Float serve run up, float serve toss, and kind of hits it with spin, and there it generates an overpass. Dvorak, the Dosden, deep cross court and right on the end line. That is perfect. Brilliant delivery. Bryce Dvorak is setting a great match so far. And the Dosden's high contact point, check this out. Look at where this goes in relation to the block. Straight over the top of Wyatt Patterson, who's got good size at 6'6". Just amazing. Wills accelerates and somehow able to get that ball over the net, cross court, and down. Milwaukee very much alive here in the second set, tied up at 8. Patterson got to serve this ball in. Wilmot with a bit of a wild swing and not good hand contact, missed it out of bounds. Trying to go wrist away, and he knew it immediately. Milwaukee takes the lead. When Milwaukee has kept the ball in play, good things have happened for them so far, at least here in the second set. And that ball can't quite be fished out of the net by Dvorak in a way that it could be sent over. Not an ace serve for Wyatt Patterson, but the next best thing. Ten serving 8 Milwaukee, deep float serve, backs up Hobus. Out of system swing for Nadazden, somehow still finds the range. 4-4, super sharp cross court from number 22 in red, and he puts it away. Bryce Dvorak, the son of Olympian Dusty Dvorak. Pretty good pass there from North off a tough serve. Turner out of the back row. Missed pretty badly short, and the Emiola block was there anyway, so it's 10 apiece. Dvorak's been a very productive server for Emiola this tournament if he can keep his feet behind the line. North out of the back row, stabbed by Suarez, but just barely out of bounds long on the Milwaukee side. I thought we might be seeing a libero kill for a split second there. Let's see how close this came. Ooh, yeah, well watched by Bieser. He knew it the whole way, of course. Oh, Steele, what a bomb on the left side. These two teams have both got some great athletes with some great arms, but the average contact point on the Hawaii side is just at another level. Very literally, I'm talking about a different altitude. That ball served out of bounds by Nadazdin. So Milwaukee out of rotation one the easy way. Tyler Wills back to serve. Current head coach at Marian University in Division III in Wisconsin. Pass well off the net there by Hobus. He'll get a swing. That's two big blockers, and he's roofed by range. Huge move for number 13 in blue and gold to reach to his right, seal the seam, and blocked right on the sideline. And we've even seen a couple stuff blocks from Milwaukee here in this second set. Things going a heck of a lot better for the dive. Nice pass there by Suarez. And a net violation, though, committed by Dvorak. That ball ever so slightly too tight, and Dvorak's shoulder probably brushed the net, similar to what we saw with Zalewski earlier, and Hawaii is going to call a timeout right here at 14-11. If you're just joining us, I did make the point early on in set number one. I think Milwaukee went down 8-2 or something in that ballpark and called the timeout, and it was looking like all Hawaii early on. And I made the point that the same thing happened this morning. Milwaukee had a very slow start against the Chicago Icemen. Chicago came out swinging as hard as they could, making highlight reel plays, playing with a lot of energy, but the dive settled in and ended up winning the match 3-1. Here we are in the second with Milwaukee already responding really nicely and trying to control the pace of this game a little bit more. (14-11) Wills serving. Milwaukee 1 point away from forcing the technical timeout. Good pass there from Suarez. Wilmot rushed to the floor right on the sideline. Wrist away. Just beautiful offense, and the connection that Bryce Dvorak and Austin Wilmot have cannot be overstated. 4 years together at Pepperdine that wrapped up just last week in the NCAA championships in Southern California. And here they are, kickstarting their professional careers in the VLA. Smart tip there from Luke Turner, just over the outstretched fingertips of Wetter and to the floor. And that will be our technical timeout at 15-12. Milwaukee forces the technical here in the second. A nice response from the dive, and we'll be back in 60 seconds live from the 2022 VLA Cup Championship match in Northeast Indiana. Back to action here at the VLA Cup championship match with a quick first ball side out from Daniel Wetter of Hawaii's Emiola, and they are back within 2. Milwaukee Dive, after getting smoked in set number 1, 25-13, have slowed the game down, controlled the pace, played more their style of volleyball, and they're right back in this championship match. What a pass right there. Patterson quickly to the floor in the middle. Brilliant piece of serve reception work right there from Patrick Bieser. Just a dime right on Zalewski's head. Wetter out of the middle off Patterson's block and out of bounds, and Patterson was there. That's a promising sign from Milwaukee's block defense. That was a straight commit block from Wyatt Patterson, expecting the ball to go to the middle. He was correct, just didn't quite get the favorable bounce. Now Milwaukee's got the task of siding out Kyle Hobus. That might be an ace serve. Yes, it is. Turner not quite able to run it down. One-point game. Emiola trying to claw back and make a game out of this second set. And he mercifully lets Milwaukee off the hook in that rotation, but a 2-point game. North keeping the ball in play here with a float serve. Interesting tactical choice. Wetter straight over the block in the middle, but out of bounds. Incredible reaction play by North to get out of the way of that ball somehow. And that might be the first hitting error I've seen Daniel Wetter make all weekend. North again, 3-point Milwaukee lead. Wetter on the repeat, Patterson is there. And that did not come out of Dvorak's hands well at all, and Steele couldn't send over the third contact. It's a 4-point Milwaukee lead. What a performance from the Milwaukee Dive to turn this thing around. The level-headedness and the maturity really can't be overstated. Wetter again. Wow, talk about high contact point. Patterson is up and committing on his guy, and there's just nothing he can do. Wetter's going straight over the top of him. What a weapon to have as a middle attacker, and since Emiola is pretty consistently in system, able to give him the ball every time in those 3 rotations. But Wetter from the service line has been a little bit less good. Another service error there, and it's 20-16 Milwaukee. I had a feeling this wasn't going to be a blowout of a final. Milwaukee closing in on at least equalizing us at 1 apiece. What a rip by Hobus. Couldn't quite be handled by North out of the back row. A 3-point game. Good delivery there from Dvorak. And I like Milwaukee's shift in serving tactics to lean a little bit more towards just keeping the ball in play. Turner out of the back row. Good play by Suarez to keep it alive. Nadazhdin against 2 blockers. Dug by Bieser. Wills challenges the block. Somehow scooped up by Dvorak. It can't quite be retrieved by Suarez. And eventually the Dive do get their side out. Second time of asking. Nice rally there by both teams. And Zalewski, the setter out of McKendree, who's set just a sensational offense throughout this weekend. Back to serve. Wilmot again. Bounced straight to the floor. Not only is Austin Wilmot 6'10", but he is such a fluid athlete. Look at that. Quick, very coordinated and fluid. Nice high contact point. Nothing you can do to stop him. 3-point game. Wills sees the seam in the block and explodes through. The vision that Tyler Wills has is unparalleled in the VLA, I'm convinced. And Emiola running out of time to make this comeback. Are going to call their second and final timeout. It's 22-18 Milwaukee. Looking to tie us up at 1 set apiece. Very, very impressed by this Milwaukee Dive rebound. It took him a set to adjust to the matchup and to the speed and height of the game on the Hawaii side. But they saw that they logged it away as a mental data point, and they decided that the game was going to be dictated on their terms from here on out. And Milwaukee's been pretty nicely in control, especially since the midway stages of this second set. Imiola's normal sources of break points have kind of gone away for him. Their block has been awfully quiet. And we haven't seen any ace serves since a couple of those Hobus runs in the first set. Will's back at the line for Milwaukee out of the timeout. Wilmot, an absolute blast in the middle. I can't wait to just, whoever gets to go through and make the middle attack only highlight reel in this tournament is just gonna have a treat of a job to do. There has been some absolute bombs coming out of both middles on this Imiola team. Turner out of the back row is stuffed straight down by Hobus. And just as I ask about the presence of the Imiola block, it returns to the forefront, and it's a 2-point game. Yeah, really good move there by both Wetter and Hobus. And a Milwaukee timeout. Excellent response by Imiola after their timeout. It's a 2-point game, getting good here late in the second set of the championship match. Wilmot serving, 6'10", recent Pepperdine graduate in the middle. Massive point right here that will go a long way to decide who lifts the trophy at the end of this match. Can Milwaukee side out this ball? Range, high off the block and out of bounds. Yes, they can, is the answer. A huge first ball side out execution play there from the Milwaukee dive. Service substitution in Nat Awesome, number 6 in blue and gold. Again, like we saw in the first, Milwaukee now 2 points away from equalizing. Rotation 3, receive here for Imiola. Hobus straight over the top of a well-formed triple block. That is insane. Watch this. Oh, straight over the top. And I'm not sure if that would have gone in bounds, but had too much heat for Wills to get out of the way. 2-point game once again, but Milwaukee can execute 2 side outs and get this thing done. Steele going with the float serve. Not a good pass by Wills. North, smart roll shot, maybe assisted by the tape, picked up by Suarez. Steele in transition down the line, kept alive. North again, smart reset there. North one more time off speed, read by Hobus, and the left-hander Dvorak. Oh my goodness. Bryce Dvorak on the second contact, the setter, with one of the kills of the tournament right there, and Imiola's back within 1. Look at that. Absolutely straight down. It's 22-23. Unbelievable play in transition. Milwaukee got to side out this ball. North on the left side, high on into the rafters. Patterson, bad hand contact in the middle, and it's out of bounds, and we are tied. 23 all. Milwaukee has a timeout remaining, and they're going to use it right here. What a run by Imiola here late. Milwaukee has given themselves a great chance to win this second set, and they have got to take it if they want to win this trophy. Imiola trying to make it as difficult as they can. Jacob Steele to serve this ball. The Emiola opposite, but going with the float serve. Must win point for Milwaukee, and they get it the easy way. Smart timeout from the dive. They'll take him however they can get him, and Milwaukee has a set point on the serve of Luke Turner, 24-23. Easy float serve. Nadazhdin. Hobis on the left side, somehow dug by North. Wetter blocked. Wetter slowed down. North for the set, deep cross court and put away. What a rally won by the Milwaukee Dive. Classic Milwaukee volleyball, incredible defense, a hittable high ball, and North with a brilliant high IQ deep swing. We are tied at a set apiece. 25-23 Milwaukee Dive takes the second. We've got a lot more volleyball left to play before we hand out the trophy here in Northeast Indiana. Be back in 2 minutes with set number 3 on ESPN+.
Yep, 1, 2, 3. How we doing? Ball Sports Academy.
What's up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2022 VLA Cup Championship match live from the Ball Sports Academy, this beautiful facility that you see there in Northeast Indiana. And I have the pleasure of being joined by a man whose resume really just can't be fit in one broadcast, but includes the owner and our host in this building, Olympic gold medalist, Mr. Volleyball. Welcome to the broadcast. It's great to have you. Wow.
Yeah, pretty amazing, Rob.
Wow.
One, I just want to say thank you for all your hard work at the VLA and putting on this event. You're doing a wonderful job announcing these unbelievable matches today, so thank you for that. Pretty special for our little town of Angola, Indiana. You know, population 6,700, but today we had 19, this weekend 19 of the best men's volleyball teams in the country, and the play has not disappointed. It's a huge boost to not only the Ball Sports Academy, the Team Pineapple Volleyball Club, but the real volleyball community we have up here in Northeast Indiana. To have so many wonderful, talented athletes here representing their respective regions, all vying for that very elusive 2022 VLA Cup.
And you're absolutely right. The matches have not disappointed. What a recovery by the Milwaukee Dive in this one. They got smoked in the first set as we get underway here in the third, excuse me. But the response was really impressive, and that is a one-handed stuff block against the middle. What have they done to turn this thing around?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, you know, the setter Dvorak over there does a wonderful job of streaking middle. You know, he likes to play middle. He has a great connection with both middles. And so when they pass the ball, it's pretty hard to stop. But I feel like slowly, even if you watch on that play right there, the outside wing blockers for dive had started to help a little bit more, get a couple more touches, forcing them to go to the outside, and then they just used their great ball control. I'm amazed, dive, and all their players, how just well-rounded. I can tell a bunch of them play probably grass and beach as well as indoor, because they dig balls, their first contacts are great, and they just really see the game. And I think if you have a team like that, players like that, you're never out of any match.
Well said. That's exactly their team identity. You saw it on that set point in the second that they were able to win. And this guy, Tyler Wills, ooh, that did not miss the sideline by much, if it did.
Yeah, I'm super impressed with Wills. I'm not getting to see him play live a lot, but he looks pretty unassuming, right, when he's walking down the court. But sure enough,
that ball might be in, unless the call was net violation. Anyway,
I think old Coach Ball would definitely argue about that if he had a choice. But right there, you see Wills again. He has heat. He has off speed. He closes on the ball quick. I think he sees the court because he's always staying behind it. Just, gosh, super impressed with him.
I've been calling him the most underrated player in the VLA just because he's so unassuming, but he really has no weaknesses. I love watching him. 2 apiece here in the third. Will's pretty good from the service line as well. That's a dime and a good read. Chandler North against the setter dump of Dvorak. I don't know if I've seen just a pure, like, soft setter dump from Dvorak. It's all been the swing.
Well, the one he had last set, Rob,
that
about bounced up in the ceiling. Yeah, I've been super impressed with the young Dvorak. I mean, kind of fearless right now, right? Nothing to lose, running the quick, taking big second swings, all good stuff.
Good pass there by Suarez. Wow, what a run to the pipe, Kyle Hobus. From where we're sitting, right underneath our main baseline camera, you can really see the lateral spacing of the offenses and how the middle goes up and the pipe comes up right behind him.
It's amazing. I think back when we started using the pipe kind of in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it was a real pipe. Like, you didn't have to take your first step. There was plenty of time. There really wasn't a tandem or fake play, where now they are literally up as fast as the quick that they're trying to fool with.
That tip attempted by North, blocked by the 6'10" Austin Wilmot. You might have to tip the ball a little bit higher to get over that guy.
Yeah, this is not a small block on the other side of the net right now.
I actually think Nadazhdin got most of that one.
It's good seeing Serge out here.
Dude, I don't know if last time I saw Serge healthy. He looks great.
Yeah, I'm real happy for him. He's always been a good guy, been around the PVL days and all the other things, so to have him here in the VLA is awesome.
Good restorative swing right there by Chandler North. The manager of this Milwaukee team founded this team like 3 months ago, and here they are already in this final. And his volleyball IQ really trickles down to everybody in his program. Not a good pass there by Suarez. Nadazhdin somehow threw the 3-man block. How did he get away with that?
I don't know. I know he's not very old, not as old as me, but he was probably the cagey guy on the team over there. Always finding the little nooks and crannies, a couple of elbows here and here if he needs to.
I don't even know if Serge is 30 just yet, but isn't it crazy that he's the old guy on this team?
I know. I played against him in 2013. We played with the Florida Wave. I want to say he was 19, and he was pretty good then, too.
That ball dug by Suarez, but into the ceiling. And Lloyd, you built a beautiful facility with extremely high ceilings, and these guys are still bringing enough heat to sometimes bring it into play. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you think of some of the places we played, Rob. Obviously, 18 feet's the minimum, but not near high enough for men. Anything close to 30 is good. We built the BSA, so the eave that runs the line of the net is 44 feet.
Wow.
Usually plenty good for our 18U girls and stuff like that, but these boys put a little more power behind it.
45 feet and still into play. That's insane. 6-5 here, Emil, early on in the third. Tied 1-1 match. Really anybody's game as Milwaukee Dive has responded and nicely controlled the pace here after getting crushed in set number 1. Smart off speed there from North, takes the setter out of the play. Hobus is dug by Wills. Pretty good transition look here. Dvorak, winner again. Wow. Have you seen Daniel Wetter play before, and have you seen a bounce better than the one he had earlier against Ruckus on that back one?
Ridiculous. I watched it probably 20 times since then.
Ridiculous.
I mean, for one, you know, there's only one place he can hit it, but he hit it so sharp and so hard. Probably the best swing, I think, of the tournament.
It might be. And Wetter getting involved in the block right there. A straight commit against Wyatt Patterson, and nowhere he could go. Emiola's lead is 3.
I'd love to see the dive setter go a little bit more against the flow. Right now he's kind of staying in his half, either quick or going red if it's that side, or go on the other side. But I think a little bit more against the flow. Like right there, left front is super pinched in by Emiola, if you saw that or not, number 14. That's a great time to go over your head. A little more risky, but with risk comes reward.
That certainly does, spoken by the master of going against the flow. The thing is, though, for Milwaukee, I don't know how much confidence they have in their right side attack, especially in the backcourt. Really, the engines of their offense are their two left sides. And because they're so smart, they're kind of able to get away with that.
Sure.
But I agree with you. If they had like a legitimate big banger on the right, they would be pretty unstoppable.
Like the Iceman, that guy's pretty good.
Oh, Shields? Yeah, he's awesome. And we need to keep the secret from these guys that he actually lives in Milwaukee. don't tell them that.
Yeah, you would make Coach Tim Faulkner very upset if that happened.
Don't tell them that. Another thing that I think Milwaukee adjusted to after the first is they switched up their service strategy. A handful of these guys who are jump spinning, missing a lot of balls out of bounds, just putting float serves in play. And because they're all such good defenders, even when Emiola's in system, they made a couple errors, they've touched a couple balls. It's been better for Milwaukee in general to keep the ball controlled.
Well, I noticed that even with Emiola the last set, they were down, 5-6 points and made that great comeback, and they were all jump float serving, right? They're obviously a good blocking team, maybe not as defensive as Dive, but good blocking team, giving themselves opportunities. You know, there comes a point in the game where just bombing the jump serve may not be the right play, especially if you can block and defend.
Absolutely, and because there are so many teams and guys that bomb jump serves all the time, I think that a handful of these teams' float service reception is a little bit weaker. You've got some opportunities to score against that sometimes.
Definitely.
But if you've got to serve like this. Of course, the commentators curse, but that kid's done some damage from the service line already for sure.
But I agree with that comment, Rob. I think, you know, you look at the percentage of reps you're getting, most of them are jump top spin serves.
Surge. Wow, what a hammer. And the Langle outside the outside blocker, but way inside the wing defender. There's just no way you can stop that.
Well, especially the right side blocker for Dive is kind of one-on-one there because obviously they've established the middle. Dive's middle's a little late, so Serge kind of has his pick of the litter of where he wants to hit that ball.
Heck of a fight-off pass there by North. Transition chance here. Dvorak, Nadaznin again, off North's chest, and Turner's going to run out of room. 13-8 now, Emiola playing a little more like they did in the first set with all that firepower.
A lot of this is going to be battle of attrition as well, Rob. This has been a long 3 days. It's been a little warm in here at times, so I'm sure these guys are starting to get a little tired. Who has the mental fortitude? Who has the best team chemistry to kind of work through this thing? And we all know finals sometimes aren't as beautiful as some of the earlier matches because guys are tired. Who's willing to grind it out to hold that cup?
Such a good point. Spoken from someone who knows a thing or two about grinding out a finals match. If anybody happens to remember a certain match played in Beijing in 2008, that rings a bell to me. But I think that the longer this match goes, the more it favors Milwaukee. I think they're the team that has that mental grit, and Hawaii relies maybe a little more on just the pure raw athleticism.
I agree. I think if Imola want to win this, they got to get it before the fifth set shows
Agreed.
up. I would definitely, if I was a betting man, which you know I am, I would definitely put my money on Dive in the fifth if we get that far. Even now, if you watch the Dive team, their body language, they're not concerned, right?
Nope.
They're talking about what's next, pass left, pass right, what are we going to run?
Sure. Rotation one, they've become pretty predictable going to Will's overhead just about every time, but that time they don't need to go anywhere. So a good team timeout. They force a service error. We keep track of those in the stat sheet. I think we decided earlier that with the technical timeout at 15, when you miss one after that, the broadcast team gets a point.
I like it. I think that's a good call.
Perfect. Here's Wills. Oh, what a rip down the line. That is spectacular. Is it just me, or does it look like Tyler Wills' jump serve is just an extension of his attack? It looks the same. He hits the same exact shots.
If you watch it, he doesn't have his arm, his elbow back that far. It's not a huge cut. He has such great wrist control that I think that the passers have a hard time picking it up because it's so late when they realize where it's going.
Yeah, nobody knows where that ball's going to go. That was vaporized by Kyle Hobus out of the back row, and he loved it for good reason. Check this out on the replay. Wow, Milwaukee made the read,
They
too.
did make the right read.
Hey,
yeah.
as I know the result of that point will go on the highlight reel, but Milwaukee as a team adjusting to that is a pretty good sign. Emiola 1 point away from forcing the technical timeout, but a beautiful first ball side out to the middle there. Tyler Range, cross body. Rotation 1 here for Emiola has been a little bit of a weakness. If they can't run the middle, they're probably going to Nadazhdin on the right from what I've seen. Underset ball. Oh, but a makeable defensive play, maybe with no libero on the floor. That got a little bit weird. And that will be our technical timeout as Emiola reaches 15 here in the third set. And we'll have plenty of time to clean up the court from all those sweaty bodies flying on all around Loy's gym. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more set number 3 from the VLA Cup final. Oh, I love that shot. That's so cool. Back in action from the VLA Cup final, third set. And exactly what Milwaukee was looking for out of that technical timeout. A first ball side out to Wyatt Patterson in the middle. I'm Rob St. Clair, joined once again by Olympic gold medalist and our host this weekend, Mr. Loy Ball, on the mic here for the third set. Anybody's game, really, still. Everything completely changed in that second that Milwaukee was able to win. That is a high blast off the block and out of bounds. Kyle Hobus with another point on the board.
Yeah, it's almost a tug of war here, isn't it, Rob? You know, a little momentum on one side than the other. Who's passing better? Who's serving better? I look for all these sets to continue to be tight throughout this match.
I agree. I think the difference for Emiola now that the matchup is kind of settled in is their block. If they can really get their block going in terms of 2, maybe 3 stuff blocks per set, with addition to how their offense already runs, that could be massive because it's pretty clear that Dive is the better defensive team, I think, in the backcourt. North to serve. Let's see what kind of serve he goes with. It will be the jump spinner. Keeps it in play nicely. Tight pass right on the net for Tyler Wills and hammered to the floor. Good service pressure there from North. Putting that jump serve in with pace and control and a little bit too much heat for Nadazhdin to handle. That's what it's all about at this level, right, Lloyd?
It is. It is. Getting teams out of system, whether it be with a jumper or a float serve. If you're on top of the net, it's so hard to score real points.
Exactly. So when we say in system, we mean the ball passed right on the net, or like a foot or 2 off, a little bit right of center, exactly where the setter wants it to run all 4 of his offensive options. And out of system is anything a little to significantly worse than that makes the offense more predictable. That's really the name of the game at this level. And there is a gigantic stuff block for Kyle Hobus against Luke Turner, right as we were talking about Emiola's block coming alive and about Milwaukee not having as much of a right side presence. There it is right there.
Yeah, unfortunate because I was really hoping he would get that kill because after I talked about it earlier, just to spread out the offense a little bit.
Patterson in the middle, not great hand contact, great stab by Serge. Oh, good set by Zalewski, but unfortunately Patterson follows through on the attack into the net.
I think Dave Saenz is going to call the ball there, which I'm pretty sure no one's going to like.
Yeah, Patterson's celebrating. At least he doesn't think he hit the net.
That smile may have given someone away right there.
Okay, let's see if Dive can take advantage of maybe a break that they just caught. They're back within 3. Oh my goodness, what a rip. Can Patterson track it down? No, not quite. Pretty good touch, but not quite good enough. Very close.
So hard to control that ball. I don't know if the people at home realize these guys are hitting the ball anywhere from 70 to 90 miles an hour.
I've been saying 70 on some of these attacks and some of these jump serves, and It can get higher. It's crazy how fast this ball
Well, I
goes.
know Clay Stanley, who obviously was our big MVP of the 2008, was around 80. And that was a lot of years ago. And these guys aren't getting any weaker.
Ain't that the truth? Inside ball to Wills, nicely read by Emiola. That ball off the block by Wills and just out of bounds. That transition footwork was amazing.
So quick, getting off the net, getting his hips turned. And that, once again, is how Dive is going to survive and possibly win this match, right? Great cover, reset, reload, high hands off the tool. Perfect.
It's got to be frustrating to play against that, too, after you think you stuff block a ball. And Dvorak misses one, like, barely out of bounds off his hands, and then you lose a point. Here's a transition chance. Wills again. High snap over the top. Hobus in the right spot. Ooh, offensive misconnection there. Zalewski North out of the back row, right on the sideline. Beautiful run and a really good set choice.
Absolutely, absolutely. Started with a great dig by Libero from the dive, another trans opportunity. You know, Rob, you've played high-level volleyball. Most of these guys, when they play against other teams that aren't VLA-type teams, it's kind of a pass, set, done, right? Where now, to have this ball coming back and forth so many times, it's not really something they're used to.
Speaking of back and forth so many times, a little bit of a pinball play there that ends up in the hands of Tyler Wills for the tap down. And in a split second, we got a 1-point game.
No lead is safe.
Absolutely. It's exactly the kind of ball that Milwaukee's good at that's gotten them back in this thing. Oh, another amazing dig.
Awesome.
Nice touch by Hobus there. Free ball here. Zalewski, range in the middle, a little bit underset and nowhere to go. Daniel Wetter with a very important block right there for Hawaii.
That's huge. Being up 2018, it's at 19 all. Big deal right there.
Big deal. And that was a pretty good look that Dive would normally take advantage of. I like the choice to the middle. The
Little underset, maybe,
execution,
yeah.
not quite. Ace serve! The hybrid. Look at that, right in the seam. And North is still stuck in the exact same position as when that ball was served. Timeout Milwaukee, probably a good call right here. Down 21-18 after giving up 2 points they may have at least been able to stay alive in. What can they do to get break points? That's the key. Is it only digging balls, or is there another way for Milwaukee?
I'm going to say only digging.
All right.
Or covering in transition. I mean, they're all wonderful players, but the block is a little. You know, if you watch them, they don't help a ton on the quick. They're trying to kick it out. They're almost playing like a man-on-man type blocking system.
I think that's that grass influence.
I agree, but it also allows the alleys so that
Yep.
the defenders can see the ball. But as you know, there's nothing better than a block or an ace because it terminates the play now. Even if you have a great dig like we've seen, we still need 2 better contacts to score. All right, and so that's just not happening right there. I mean, that transition quick, I think, was huge, obviously, because right away you give up another point afterwards. So instead of being a tie game or up 1, now you're down 3, 21-18.
Yeah, not only stuff blocks and aces, instant points, instant momentum boosts. You feel those more than just the scoreboard. I think that's 2 coaches' points in the set now for Milwaukee.
I feel a trend.
Yeah. That one wasn't even close either. That one might be headed down the street in Angola here. Here's Wills. He's been Milwaukee's best server, the one guy capable of aces. This would be a very good time. Going right back down the line on Suarez, handled nicely. Oh, beautiful dig by Bieser. That can't quite be legally pursued by North, and a very important first ball side out there for Hawaii to get Wills off the line.
Yeah, great set by Dvorak. It froze the middle, went outside to Surge. Surge, of course, not pulling the ball down, putting a little spatchy gas deep in the court. Tough to defend.
Deep, spatchy gas. I kind of like that. Dvorak's pretty gnarly from the service line, too. My bad.
Yeah. You may get some emails from some of these teams, Rob.
The commentator's curse, you're never safe from it. Matt Awesome here, number 6. Yeah, I'm not kidding. His last name is Awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's right. Into serve and play some defense. Got to keep this ball in play, obviously. That's a dime from Suarez. The Dodson again. High hard off the block and out of bounds. Pretty good double block there, but the contact point was the difference.
Something for the young hitters out there, just not pulling the ball down. I know we all watch the warm-ups. We all like bouncing them. But if you can hit the ball as high as your God-given ability allows, hit the ball deep in the court, more than not, good things happen.
That's right. Worst thing, you get it covered back on your side. Ooh, the paintbrush. Suarez makes the pancake play. but Hobus maybe looking for some fingertips, chops it over the top and doesn't find him out of bounds. So Milwaukee's still alive at 21-23, but needing some fireworks here from Luke Turner at the service line. It's going to be a conservative float serve. I don't hate that, though, from Milwaukee. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, in system, this Hawaii team, there's nothing Milwaukee can do to stop that.
I mean, that contact point's probably 11 feet.
At least.
Yeah.
It's crazy, the contact point. So that brings up set point here for Hawaii. It's been a little bit more wing-dominated lately offensively for him. It's certainly been working as Austin Wilmot back to serve with the float service ace. A gnarly knuckleball in between the two passers, and Hawaii is one set away from the title. Lloyd, thank you so much for joining me, man. It's going to be a thriller, no matter who wins it. It's going to be very well deserved, and your building has done a phenomenal job hosting us, so thank you so much for being here.
Well, thanks again for all your efforts, Rob. Thank the ESPN Plus, obviously the VLA and the board for making this happen, all our wonderful sponsors. It's been a great 3 days of volleyball, and it's just the beginning.
Thanks, Lloyd. We'll be right back with set number 4. It could be the last. Hawaii could be walking away with the title, or we could be going to a tiebreaker. Tune in to find out. Thank you. Welcome back to the Ball Sports Academy, set number 4 of the 2022 VLA Cup Championship match between Hawaii's Imiola and the Milwaukee Dive. Hawaii leading 2-1. We could be handing out the cup trophy at the end of this set. It has been a battle. It was a pleasure to be joined by Lloyd Ball throughout the third set. He had so much great insight, just a spectacular volleyball mind. My name is Rob St. Clair. I'll be with you the rest of the way here until we crown a champion of this incredible tournament. 44 matches, and it has come down to this. Imiola crushed Milwaukee in the first, 25-13, before Milwaukee took control of the pace of the game, and their defensive ability really shined when they won set 2, 25-23. But it was back to Imiola's superior firepower and athleticism that won them the third, 25-21. Bryce Dvorak, the left-handed setter for Hawaii, starting us off here in the fourth. North out of the back row, had to broad jump a little bit too far and couldn't quite find his way over the net. So Hawaii on the board for first here in the fourth. No lineup changes for either team. Dvorak again. Good serve right into the seam. Wills, such a smart shot. Deflected by the block on its way out of bounds. The contact point, the vision. I just can't say enough about Tyler Wills' play. He's just been tremendous. And he's going to have to continue to be if Milwaukee wants a chance to win this title. Zalewski now. Hobis out of the back row again, right on the end line. Beautiful delivery by Dvorak out of the pipe. Like we talked about early on, it was a very intentional choice for Bryce Dvorak to just feed middle over and over again early on. And I mean middle as in quick middle attack and back row quick combination of the outside hitter. Since then, it's been a little bit more wing dominated. So there's the Bick again. We'll see if Wilmot and Wetter get back involved as the middle attackers. And Tyler Wills from Milwaukee somehow exploits another microscopic seam to put it away for Milwaukee on the right side in rotation 1. 2 apiece. Wow, what a bomb by Jacob Steele on the right side for Hawaii. That was a hammer, and the contact point so high. Imiola's been missing a little bit of that. They haven't gone overhead to the right side all that much in this match. It's been a lot more dominated by the left side and the pipe. Good block cover there off the attack from Turner. North against a one-on-one. Chiseling cross court, puts it away inside the sideline. That is classic Milwaukee dive volleyball. Smart swing, good block cover. Set up a one-on-one and terminate with the advantage. 3 apiece. That serve could have been going out of bounds. All the way back to Steele on the right side, kept alive easily by Wills. Good transition look. North rattles it through the block and out of bounds, and Milwaukee retakes an early lead. That's the difference right there. Not a good set from CJ Suarez, the Imiola libero. And if you give Milwaukee anything close to a free ball, they're probably going to make you pay for it. Wetter, even he can't jump high enough to get that ball. Gets a fingertip on it, and Wyatt Patterson throws it back down. Nice serving from Tyler Range, and I can't believe I'm saying this about a standing float serve, but he's given Nadazhdin some trouble these last 2 attempts. That one out of bounds, but really not by much. Serving 5, it's Jacob Steele's turn. He's gone with the floater for most of this match. North crushed off the block of Dvorak and into the antenna. Good first ball side out there for Milwaukee, and Chandler North is coming alive. Just love watching Chandler play. And like Roy and I were talking about, after founding this team only a couple months ago, to be at this point is insane, but it all comes back to his volleyball IQ and his maturity that's contagious throughout his team. Good transition look here. North again with a chance. 3 blocks up. Roll shot handled pretty easily. Dvorak, the lefty, kept alive off the tape. And a net violation committed there by Milwaukee. That's North apparently following through into the net, and he disagrees. Yeah, he can't believe that. He thought Imiola touched the net first. Let's see. Oh, it was Imiola. Wow. North definitely landed in the bottom of the net and underneath it, but Dvorak definitely touched it first on the top tape. So that's a good break there for Hawaii. Bang, bang play, extremely difficult to call in real time. That looked clear to me on the replay. That should have been Milwaukee's point. As it is, Hawaii's back within 1, and they've got a very dangerous server in Kyle Hobis out of Cal State Northridge at the line. Good pass there by North. Patterson in the middle, crushed off the shoulder of Steele and out of play. Wyatt Patterson, a real unsung hero in this tournament, been really impressed with the block moves that he's been making, able to get a couple touches even though a couple guys have gone right over the top of him, but he's been an option offensively, more importantly. North working on Suarez, really good pass there. And Wetter hangs and throws that ball straight to the floor. Look at how high he is. That is just insanity. Can never get enough of watching number 10 in red, Daniel Wetter. He goes back to serve. Not a good situation there for Milwaukee. A pretty poor bump set there by Zalewski standards. Right on the net, thrown down by Wilmot, and we are tied up at 7. Dive had a very good start to this 4th set, but Emil has made a very quick comeback. Anybody's game right now. Rotation 5 receive on the Dive side. Good pass there by Wills. Patterson crushed in the middle again. Wilmot definitely half a step late in getting there. Nadazhdin doing a good job helping with the middle because of Milwaukee's general lack of a right side attacking presence. But Wilmot thinking he can lean a little more towards the left side. Zalewski there making him pay. Hobis on the back row again. My goodness, I cannot get enough of watching this kid. I love the frequency with which Dvorak runs the pipe. It's really how elite level offenses should be, in my opinion. That should be a legitimate in-system option that you should want to run all the time. And for Emiola, it clearly is. Wills high off the hands of Wilmot and out of bounds. I think Lloyd Ball in the last set, when he was on the mic, said it well. Tyler Wills stays behind the ball, he waits, he looks, he's got a great contact point, exceptional wrist control. That ball dug down the line against Nadazhdin. Wills with an opportunity in transition. Beautiful dig by Suarez. Wills again, dug by Suarez the second time. Hobis out of the back row. And CJ Suarez with the celebration, deserving all the credit. That first swing by Tyler Wills was a bomb that CJ Suarez absorbed, and the second one a little easier. He put it right on Dvorak's head to run the offense. Beautiful play by the Hawaii Libero. We're tied up at 9. Turner on the left side there, dug. Transition chance. Steele kept alive. All the way to the right side to Zalewski. He's dug again. Suarez, Hobis. Roll shot somehow dug by Bieser, but a bit of a miscommunication there on the Dive side. And Hawaii takes the lead, to the delight of this crowd. Nadazhdin now going for the float serve. Wills dug by Dvorak. Hobis, oh my goodness, that would have been incredible if he had been able to put that away off that bump set. But not to be this time. We're tied up at 10. Wills back to the line. Steele, high touch by North, dug by Bieser, able to be run down. And a hittable ball. Oh my goodness, Chandler North. How did that ball find its way to the plane of the net? And how did North find its way to the floor? That's incredible. That's Milwaukee Dive for you there, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this rundown. Tyler Wills just flinging that ball back to the net. And North maybe getting a little lucky to retake the lead. Passed well off the net by Nadazhdin. Hobis against 3 blockers, covered by Nadazhdin. Hobis again, beautiful defense by Bieser. Wills explodes through a seam, but just barely out of bounds long. Barely. Good call. Milwaukee disagrees, but from my view, sitting pretty close to that baseline, I think that call was outstanding. Just out of bounds. Tied up at 11. This is getting very serious here with the trophy on the line. North with a primal scream as he hammers that ball through a seam in the block and out of bounds. Chandler North's offensive match in this one has been really, really impressive. The rotations when Wills has been in the backcourt and Milwaukee has needed offense, North has provided. That is a terrible service error by Tyler Wills on this, or Tyler Range, excuse me, on the standing floater. We're tied up at 12. Jacob Steele. Patterson tipped in the middle. Steele makes the play. Dosden tapped up by North. North in transition is blocked by Dvorak and can't be covered. Look at the celebration from Kyle Grammett on the sideline. This is one that Milwaukee pretty much likes, but North couldn't quite keep the ball high enough to get it covered back on his side, and Hawaii takes the lead. North this time, crushed down the line, dug by Steele. North gets his own rebound, a second time. Turner slowed down by the block, Suarez is there. Hobis chopped down the line, but barely misses the sideline. That would have been a momentum outburst for Imiola, but not to be. Milwaukee ties it up at 13. Chance of We Love CJ. CJ Suarez putting on a show for the people in this final. Hobis, sharp cross court inside the double block, and he scores it again. That is not an easy swing. Just tremendous range and high contact from Kyle Hobis of Hawaii. Hobis looking to do some damage from the service line. He's done so throughout this match. Good pass there by North. Off the net, he'll get a chance at a swing. Down the line beautifully. What a great shot. Just keeping the ball in play, giving himself a chance. Good vision, high contact point. Couldn't be kept alive by Steele. North back to serve. Technical timeout coming after this point, tied up at 14 apiece. Good pass by Hobis. Steele out of the back row. What a dig by Turner. Wills dug by Suarez, but into the ceiling. The cross beam in dead center court will give Milwaukee the point and bring up the technical timeout here in set number 4. Milwaukee is looking to extend this championship match to one more tie-breaking set. We'll find out after this 60-second break if they're going to pull it off. We'll be right back on ESPN Plus. Back live from the city of Angola, Indiana for the VLA Cup final between the Milwaukee Dive and Hawaii's Imiola. Really competitive fourth set here. Milwaukee looking to send it to a fifth. Hawaii wants to go home early with the cup. 15-14 Chandler North. The Milwaukee captain back to serve. And I think we've established the rules at this point that when the technical timeout triggers a service error, the point belongs to the broadcast team. So put it in the stat sheet. 15 apiece. Daniel Wetter over the tape, kept alive. Wills high, kept alive by Nadasdin. That is somehow not a lift called against Dvorak because I guess he initiated the joust, and Hawaii is going to take the lead on that one. It looked like he completely just caught this ball. But because he initiated the contact with Wills, they're going to count it as a joust, and Wetter back to serve again. Patterson blocked by Nadazhdin and covered. Wills rattles that one through a seam in the block and down. See if we can take a replay on this for the Imiola block. I want you to look at where Serge Nadazhdin is. He's so far inside the court. He is paying absolutely no attention to the right side attack of Milwaukee. He's trying to block the middle and allow Wilmot, the middle blocker, to kind of split the difference. Dvorak tipped into Wills. Now a free ball opportunity for Hawaii. Nadazhdin tipped over the top. Beautiful play by Turner. Right on the net for Wilmot, and he puts it away off the fingertips and out of bounds. In high-level volleyball, we call this blocking scheme that Hawaii is doing a trap block, where you don't even bother blocking the back row right side hitter. You bring the left side blocker in to help with the middle, send the right side blocker all the way out to the opposing left side, and the middle will split the difference. Imiola not having any reason in their belief to show any respect to Milwaukee's right side attack. Wills hammered, dug by Suarez. Nadazhdin kept alive by Bieser. Big out of system swing coming here from Wills if he can even send it over. He can. Good chance. Nadazhdin somehow dug. Steele tipped on the left side, right into the center of the court, and Hawaii's lead is 2. Talk about defense. It's been what's kept Milwaukee in this game, but CJ Suarez, number 6 in black for Hawaii, has come alive in backcourt defense. And with that addition, Imiola has taken a 2-point advantage and forced Milwaukee into their first, I believe, their first time out of the set. (18-16) Hawaii with the trophy on the line. They could get it done right here. Both of these programs founded this year and have already risen to the top of this 19-team VLA tournament field. So they both surpassed all 8 VLA Tier 1 teams to get to this point. The level of this league, the growth of the Tier 2 division has been unbelievable. These two teams have really treated us to a great match here, especially with the style dichotomy. I've been so fascinated because nobody this tournament has really been wowed by the Milwaukee dive. They just don't make that many highlight reel plays. But if you try and play against them, the code to unlock to beat this Milwaukee team is extremely difficult to figure out. But right now, Hawaii with a 2-point lead and up 2-1 might be on the verge of cracking it. Dvorak out of the timeout. Wills off the block of Wilmot, barely out of bounds. Just what Milwaukee was looking for out of that timeout, and it's a 1-point game. Good pass there by Suarez off the float serve. Hobis out of the back row again. But a backcourt violation, a back row attack violation, stepping on the 3-meter line. And that is going to be Milwaukee's point. I don't think Imiola realizes it yet. That back row attack violation has been called. Yeah, Hobis is just realizing it right now. Yeah, nobody noticed the call in real time, but Hobis stepped on the 3-meter line, called immediately. Milwaukee takes that point, and it's tied up at 18. The gym, I think, is more confused than they should be about this. Wilmot in the middle, and range is there, but he's not there high or fast enough to slow it down. Imiola retakes the lead. Wills on the right side, taking advantage of another seam. (19 apiece). Tyler Wills at the service line. We're going to take our time to clean up the court. But in terms of rotations where Milwaukee are somewhat likely to walk away with a clean ace serve, this might be the only one. At least if Wills is able to keep Hawaii off the net, maybe the Milwaukee defense can have an impact. 19-all in the fourth set. Just out of bounds on the serve of Wills, and a huge break there for Hawaii's chances. Austin Wilmot back to serve. The middle blocker who has put on some float service pressure at times. Rotation with two to receive here from Milwaukee. Chandler North, Langle shot dug by Nadazhdin. Hobis finds a seam. What a massive break point that is for Hawaii in transition. And timeout Milwaukee, their second and final of the fourth set. That was huge. Great defense from Serge Nadazhdin started the opportunity. And now Hawaii is 4 points away from lifting the cup. Imiola in Hawaiian means to actively seek our best life or our highest form of living. And this team might be able to pull off an all-time run in this tournament from seeded 5th in their pool. They're 4 points away from a championship and an awfully good couple weeks for men's volleyball in the state of Hawaii. The University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors winning the national championship last weekend for the second year in a row. And Imiola might be bringing another title back to the islands. 21-19, Austin Wilmot out of the timeout. Wills out of the back row off the inside diving block and out of bounds. And a substitution in here on the Milwaukee side. Matt Awesome in once again to serve and play some defense for Tyler Range. 1 point game. Milwaukee in search of a break point. Wetter in the middle. Power tip through the block and down. Milwaukee asking about a potential throw. I thought it came out quick enough to be legal. Clark Steele, excuse me, Jacob Steele, that's Clark's younger brother. Good block touch there by Wetter. Hobis thrown down by Turner. The coverage play is made, and Bryce Dvorak puts it away. What a cover by CJ Suarez. Unbelievable scoop by number 6 in black. Watch this. Yes, he's got his arms out ready for that ball. Keeps it alive and gets the assist to boot. Bryce Dvorak with the second contact rip. It's 2 points away from the championship for Hawaii. North covered. North down the line, dug by Steele. Suarez runs it down, but a net violation against the Hawaii block. Milwaukee back within 2. Nadazhdin, Dvorak, Hobis off the block and out of bounds. It is match point Hawaii, 24-21 in the fourth set, leading 2-1. And who's going back to serve? Kyle Hobis for the championship. Wills, Zalewski, Patterson, can't quite be dug by Suarez. And Milwaukee stays alive. Timeout Hawaii. They want to make sure they are very well organized to get this match-winning side out, this championship-winning side out the first time of asking. And if it were me, I'm going to Kyle Hobus out of the back row. The likely MVP of the tournament, if Hawaii is able to put it away, it would only be right. One side out in these next 2 points, and manager Christy Yanamura has taken home yet another VLA Cup Series trophy. Match point number 2. Hawaii receiving 24-22. Chandler North to serve, representing Milwaukee's last chance. Rotation 5 receive. Suarez, Dvorak, Nadastin! And it's over. Emiola have come from the islands to Indiana and have won the 2022 VLA Cup. Unbelievable. Congratulations to both teams. What a performance from the Milwaukee Dive. But it's Christy Yanamura, Coach Mike Rogers, and Hawaii's Emiola that take the championship. What a match, what a tournament. We will go down to the floor and present the VLA Cup trophy to the victorious Hawaii Emiola team. We're going to keep the stream rolling, but I'm going to sign off for now. Rob St. Clair Houston, thank you so much for watching this tournament. I'm actually going to have Loy Ball go present the trophy to the victorious team. That would only be right. Emiola wins it, and they are about to receive the cup. Confirmation of the final scores, 25-22 in the fourth. And there it is. Manager Vincent Zuki and the VLA Cup trophy handed to Hawaii's Emiola. Congratulations to Hawaii and a tremendous tournament from all these teams. Thank you for watching the VLA Cup live on ESPN+. We will see you next time.